So, we've got two emotionally vulnerable supporting characters that have looked up to a monarch they believe to have had good intentions, that when realizing the truth and joining the good side, were nearly killed by said monarch, but survived, only to later be possessed by the main villain and forced to fight their friends. Darcy and Possessed Hunter have two similar setups, but in a 1v1, who comes out on top? Well, let's talk about it.
Fall.
Darcy is capable of mind control, illusion casting, manipulation of the core's tentacles, and is armed with a scythe. Thanks to Marcy, they're extremely agile and can hold their own in a fight. So much so that they were able to basically dominate a 2v1 versus Grime, the former captain of the Toad Army, and Sasha, his first lieutenant, who herself was able to stand her ground in a fight against General Yunnan, who, well, I think we're all a little too familiar with her credentials.
Defeater of Ragnar the Wretched, the youngest mute ever to be made.
Possessed Hunter is capable of limb manipulation and shapeshifting, and because of Belos' experience, is an extremely well-rounded fighter. He even challenged the rest of the Hex Squad to a 1v5, the same Hex Squad that had dealt with the Coven Heads, Blight Industries, and even Belos himself in the past. But even with all their experience, Hunter still won. Albeit Luce was limited on Titan magic, Amity was limited on Abomination magic, V was inexperienced, and they were all trying not to hurt Hunter. But still, there was no doubt that Hunter was perfectly capable of taking them down. So, who comes out on top? Well, first off, I want to say that I think the outcome of this fight partially depends on where it takes place, as Darcy is kind of homebound. Not only are some of Darcy's abilities only applicable from inside the castle, but I also don't think the cord that connects them to the core is endless. So, for this scenario, let's say Hunter is entering Darcy's territory. With that being said, I think the outcome stays the same either way. I think Possessed Hunter takes the win. Now, while that might seem surprising considering Darcy has a lot more tricks up their sleeve, to put it simply, most of them wouldn't even work on Hunter. Don't believe me? Let's go down the list. Darcy's mind control has only been shown to work on someone wearing the crown of the core, aka Andreas. And even though Belos is an egotistical emperor who knows how to dress, I don't think he's going to just willingly put on the core's crown. Tentacle manipulation. They're pretty much just quick and complex moving targets, but they're not quicker or more complex than 5 magic teenagers flying on staffs. And as for the illusions, not only has Belos endured visions meant to guilt him over his past, but while possessing Hunter, he was able to effortlessly deal with illusions mid-combat. Illusions which were being cast by Gus, who is arguably the best illusionist on the Boiling Isles. And it just so happens that the only things we've seen Darcy's illusions be used for is digging up past trauma and serving as a distraction in combat. And since Belos has dealt with both scenarios, I don't think they would give him much trouble. And on top of all that, since this is a battle between two possessed characters, I think this is pretty relevant. When it comes to experience with their host, Belos has the edge over the core. Belos has spent hundreds of years raising and training exact copies of Hunter, aka the Grimwalkers, while the core was still working out Marcy's kinks a few weeks before Frogvasion. And while none of those complications were present during Frogvasion, which I'll admit is extremely impressive, if I had to put money on who has more mastery over their host, I'm giving the edge to Belos. The only thing that Darcy has over Hunter is that by possessing him, Belos is slowly killing Hunter, meaning there is technically a time limit for how long the fight can go on for. But with Belos' experience and precision, I think he could put an end to the fight before the clock runs out. Now you may be asking, how could he put an end to the fight? Well, to put it simply, the same way Sasha did. Belos' limb manipulation has been shown to be precise enough to nearly instantly shave strands of hair off the side of Hunter's face without even nicking him. With that level of speed and precision, I could easily see Hunter cutting Darcy's cord, maybe even faster than Sasha did. With all that being said, Possessed Hunter wins. If you agree or disagree, let me know why or why not in the comments below. And while you're down there, let me know who you want to see me do a battle analysis on next. But until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. And I guess I'll see you when I see you.
Because of you, we can finish our work as witch hunters, starting with them!